Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to HIMediaTV. I am your host, Evan from HIMediaTV, and welcome back to HIMedia Headlines for today, Monday, December the 8th, Is it the 8th? Yeah, it's the 8th. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, it's Shaquan's birthday. I need to text him. Regardless. Tekken boss announces retirement. The dude who's been making Tekken and been at the forefront for 30 years, retires. And, Kashiro Harada is not a man known for, his subtlety. So he basically made a gigantic twit longer and also dropped an hour-long mixtape announcing his retirement. A good chunk of the post is dedicated to his interactions with the community over the last 3 decades. Quote, "My roots lie in the days when I supported small local tournaments in Japanese arcades and in small halls and community centers overseas. I still remember carrying the arcade cabinets myself, encouraging people, please try Tekken, and directly facing players directly in front of me." Harada said that those experiences became a core of who I am as a developer and a game creator, something which continued even both as Tekken and the FG fighting game community at large grew bigger. As for his retirement, he wrote that numerous factors are at play: the loss of several close personal friends, witnessing the retirement or passing of many senior colleagues who he deeply respects. The people we can presume he's talking about people like dead or alive creator Tombontu Itagaki, who passed away in October at 58. And at the time, Harada posted to Twitter, "Trans rights, but it's okay to dead name Twitter." That to think that he is gone at 58 years old. Yes, everyone dies eventually. That's inevitable, but isn't that a bit too soon? Apparently, Harada even went to former PlayStation boss Ken Katsurugi for advice, writing that his words quietly supported me in making this decision. I think ultimately he probably is looking at it as like, listen, I had a good run, I made my money, but Japanese developers are known to kill themselves, and in the case of the 50-year-old dead or alive, creator, both literally and metaphorically. So I think Tekken will be fine, and I'm very much for beloved studio developers and cult of personality leads that make these games great. I'm very much all for them just taking their retirement, going and relaxing, kind of moving on. It will be wild to see Harada finally departing and not having Tekken be around without him, especially since Tekken 8 has been pretty much rough shape in the last year. But aside from that, like I said earlier, he dropped a mixtape on SoundCloud called Tekken: A 30-Year Journey, Harada's final mix, an hour-long musical homage to his career. And it's from reviews are in, it is apparently pretty damn good. So big congrats to Harada. Tekken I think is going to be fine. Yeah, Tekken 8 might have been in some pretty rough shape in the last year, but I think they'll sort it out. Like you have, Japanese, studios have a reputation for people sticking around and stuff. They very much have company loyalty and things of that nature. Culturally, that, let's be real, they really fucking shouldn't, based off of how Japanese companies treat their workers. But there's plenty of people at that studio that are probably have learned from Harada himself and very much will be able to take those lessons into the future. I think Tekken will be fine. And if it's not, whatever, we still have Street Fighter. Yes, I did go there. Bite me. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to this episode of HIMediaTV for today, December the 8th, 2025. We appreciate you, your time, and your listenership. Join the community. We have a great community, and we would love to have you. Talk to us about this thing. Tell me how I was wrong. Tell me how I was right. And we have a fighting game section where you can maybe see if you want to find some matches in whatever game you would like to play. Regardless, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Link for the Discord community is down in the description. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to this episode of HIMediaTV. I've been your host, Evan from HIMediaTV, and I'll see you guys next time.